The body cam footage shook as I stepped into the dorm room. Rain hammered against the windows, blue and red lights pulsing through the glass like a heartbeat that had stopped too soon. Emily Carter lay on the floor beside her desk, one white earbud still tucked in her ear. The song kept looping, some indie track about forgiveness and second chances that now felt like a cruel joke. "She's not breathing," Officer Campos whispered behind me, though we both already knew. I'm Detective Noah Pierce, 20 years on the job, 8 with homicide, for in the military before that. I've seen things that would keep most people awake for weeks. But standing in that lavender-scented room, looking at a 19-year-old girl who should have been studying for midterms, something felt wrong in my gut. A sticky note trembled on the mirror above her desk. "I'm sorry." 2 words. Perfect handwriting. No smudges, no tears. Down the hall, the resident assistant sobbed into her hands, mascara streaking her face. I looked back at Emily's room. The cup of ramen on her desk sat untouched, steam long gone. Her bed was perfectly made, hospital corners and all. The laptop screen glowed with a paused video lecture. "Does this look like someone who was ready to die?" I asked no one in particular. No one answered. The call came at 2:19 a.m. to Karen Carter's home in Spokane. I listened to the recording later, and it still haunts me. The campus police officer's voice was steady, trained for this exact conversation. "Ma'am, there's been an incident at Evergreen State University involving your daughter." Karen's scream cut through the static before he could finish the sentence. The kind of sound that comes from somewhere beyond the lungs, beyond the throat. It comes from the place where a mother keeps her worst fears locked away. The line went dead. Officers found her collapsed in her kitchen an hour later, still clutching the phone. Neighbors had called 911 after hearing her wailing through the walls. By the time she was coherent enough to pack a bag, the first snow of the season had started falling outside her window. I met her at the university the next morning. She looked like she'd aged 10 years overnight, eyes hollow and red-rimmed. She held Emily's childhood stuffed rabbit against her chest. "My baby wasn't sick," she said, voice hoarse. She was scared. I didn't understand what she meant then. Not yet. To understand what happened that November night, you have to know who Emily was before everything fell apart. I spent weeks interviewing her friends, professors, anyone who knew her. They all described the same person, warm, a little chaotic, the kind of girl who apologized too much and laughed too loud. Campus surveillance from September showed her in the student cafe, coffee sloshing over the rim of her cup as she gestured wildly, telling some story that had her friends doubled over laughing. She was late to class, apologizing to everyone she bumped into on her way out. She volunteered with the Campus Mental Health Alliance, taping up posters that always hung a little crooked. "It's okay to not be okay." One read, with Emily's messy handwriting at the bottom listing crisis hotline numbers. Her roommate, Lena Torres, showed me photos from their first week of sophomore year. Emily making ridiculous faces. Emily covered in paint from an art therapy workshop. Emily hugging a campus therapy dog, pure joy on her face. She wanted to help people, Lena said, tears sliding down her cheeks. That's all she ever wanted. By Halloween, that girl was gone. The first crack appeared in mid-October. Emily sat in the waiting room of the University Counseling Center, knee bouncing, fingers tapping against the clipboard in her lap. I found this out from the receptionist who remembered her, because Emily had been there so often. Across the hall, Dr. Marcus Bell waited in his office. 42 years old, tenured faculty, decorated psychologist. Awards lined his walls. Students praised him in course evaluations. The university featured him in recruitment materials. The clipboard Emily held that day read, "Confidential, concerns about student safety." What happened in that first session, nobody knows for certain. No recording exists. No notes were ever filed. But Emily left that office different than when she'd entered. The receptionist remembered that too. She looked pale, the woman told me, wringing her hands, like she'd seen something that scared her. Emily requested copies of her counseling notes 3 weeks later. Standard procedure. Students had rights to their files. The response came back automated. "Your case file does not exist." She emailed again. No reply. That's when Emily started recording her sessions on her phone, hidden in her jacket pocket. Ryan Hale appeared outside her lecture hall on a Tuesday in early November. I pulled his phone records, his social media, his entire digital footprint. The pattern was clear and disturbing. Emily's best friend from high school, Casey Brennan, told me about Ryan over coffee. It dated freshman year. 3 months of what Emily thought was romance. Then she saw who he really was. Controlling, possessive, the kind of guy who'd check her phone and asked where she was every hour. When Emily broke up with him, he didn't accept it. He couldn't. The text started immediately. Dozens a day, then hundreds. We need to talk. You're making a mistake. You belong with me. Emily blocked him. He created new numbers. That Tuesday outside her lecture hall, witnesses saw him grab her arm. She pulled away, face white, and practically ran across campus. That night her phone lit up with 27 missed calls. One text stood out among the rest, and it would become crucial evidence. If you tell anyone, you'll regret it. Emily screenshot it, sent it to Lena, wrote beneath it, "If something happens to me, show the police this." Lena thought she was being dramatic. We all did. The recording disappeared on a Wednesday night. Emily had backed it up 3 times, phone, laptop, cloud storage. She was paranoid about losing evidence. Lena remembered Emily obsessively checking that all the files were there. Thursday morning, Emily woke up and checked her phone. The recording from her last session with Dr. Bell was gone. Just gone. No deletion record. No trace it had ever existed. She ran to her laptop. Same thing. The cloud backup showed an error message. File corrupted. Cannot retrieve. That doesn't just happen, Lena told me later, hands shaking. All 3 backups don't just vanish. Emily showed her the empty folders, the error messages. Lena asked the obvious question. Did you save it anywhere else? Emily's face crumpled. I thought I had. That afternoon, Emily changed all her passwords. She started using a VPN. She bought a physical USB drive and kept it hidden. But the damage was done. Whatever Dr. Bell had said in that session, whatever Emily had captured that made her feel she needed evidence, it was gone. Or so everyone thought. The email bounced at 2:06 a.m. on November 18th. I found it in the university server logs weeks later, buried under layers of administrative access. Emily had drafted a formal complaint to the dean of students. The subject line read, "Urgent. Formal complaint re. Dr. Marcus Bell." She'd attached screenshots, text messages, timestamps of her counseling appointments, a detailed account of what she called manipulative and coercive behavior. She'd spent hours writing it, perfecting every word, gathering every piece of evidence she had left. At 2:06 a.m., she pressed send. Server error. Message not delivered. She tried again. Same error. According to the IT forensics team I brought in later, Emily's email address had been flagged in the system. Any message containing certain keywords, Bell's name, complaint, harassment, was automatically blocked from reaching administration. Someone had programmed that filter. Someone with high-level access. Emily sat in the dark of her dorm room, staring at the error message, realizing that even the official channels had been closed to her. She was shouting into a void, and the void was shouting back. Nobody will hear you. She didn't sleep that night. Lena couldn't sleep either. Through the thin wall separating their rooms, she heard Emily pacing. Back and forth, back and forth. Then the sound of Emily's voice, low and intense, talking to someone on the phone. Lena pressed her ear against the wall. She knew it was wrong, but Emily had been acting so strange lately. Checking the locks twice, jumping at sudden sounds, always glancing at the door like she expected someone to burst through. Emily's voice came through muffled but clear. "I know what you did, and I'm not scared anymore." Silence. Then Emily again. "You can delete files. You can block emails. But you can't erase me." Lena heard the phone clatter onto the desk. Then crying. Soft, broken sobbing that made Lena's chest ache. The next morning, Emily was calm. Too calm. She smiled at breakfast, made jokes, acted like nothing was wrong. But her hands shook when she poured her coffee, and she kept checking her phone like she was waiting for something. "You okay?" Lena asked carefully. "Perfect," Emily said, still smiling. "Everything's going to be fine." It was the last normal conversation they ever had. Campus security knocked on Emily's door at 4:30 p.m. on November 19th. I interviewed both officers later. They seemed uncomfortable, kept insisting they were just following protocol. "We received a report that you were acting erratically," the older officer said. "We need to do a welfare check." Emily let them in without protest. They searched her drawers, her desk. They made her unlock her phone and hand it over. She stood there, arms wrapped around herself, saying nothing. They left with a manila folder marked Property of Counseling Services. Later, Emily texted Lena. They took everything. What did everything mean? Her journal, notes from her sessions, printouts of the blocked emails, a second USB drive she'd hidden in her desk drawer. The warrant they showed her was signed by a campus magistrate, not a real judge. The justification was immediate concern for student welfare. But who called in that concern? The officers wouldn't say. Emily filed a complaint about the search. It went nowhere. That night, she called her mother. "Mom, if anything happens to me..." Karen cut her off. "Don't talk like that. Nothing's going to happen." Emily went quiet. Then, "I love you. I love you too, baby." 28 hours later, Emily was dead. The rumors started before her body was cold. By the time I arrived on campus 2 days after her death, everyone had a story. None of them true. Emily tried to kill herself last month. She was off her meds. She had a total breakdown in the counseling center. I tracked down the sources. Anonymous posts on the university's gossip forum. Whispers in the dining hall. A few students claimed they heard it from RAs, who heard it from counseling staff, who heard it from Dr. Bell himself. But when I interviewed those RAs and staff members, they all said the same thing. "I don't remember saying that." Information laundering. Start a rumor in one place, let it spread, then everyone believes it without knowing where it came from. Meanwhile, Dr. Bell gave a guest lecture titled Protecting Student Mental Health in Crisis. Standing ovation. The dean personally thanked him for his dedication and compassion. I sat in the back of that lecture hall and watched him, confident, articulate, concerned. He spoke about Emily without naming her, about the tragedy of student suicide, about how the system had tried to help, but sometimes people couldn't be saved. Nobody questioned it. Why would they? He was Dr. Marcus Bell. I didn't trust it from the start. The untouched ramen, the perfectly made bed, the laptop camera covered with black tape, something Emily had done recently, according to Lena. And that smell, lavender, the same essential oil the counseling center diffused in every room. The sticky note bothered me most. "I'm sorry." Perfect handwriting. No hesitation marks. No smudges where tears might have fallen. I've seen suicide notes. Real ones. They're messy, scratched out, rewritten, full of pain and confusion. This looked like someone had practiced it. I bagged the note as evidence. I photographed every inch of that room. I checked the door locks. No signs of forced entry, but Emily had given her spare key to Lena, and Lena had left it on their shared kitchen counter that afternoon. Anyone could have taken it. I interviewed everyone on her floor. Nobody heard anything unusual that night. No screaming, no struggle, just silence. That bothered me too. Emily was found at 11:47 p.m. by her RA doing final rounds. Time of death estimated between 9 o'clock and 11 p.m. Where was everyone during those 2 hours? At a campus event, a concert in the main auditorium. Almost the entire dorm had gone. How convenient. Lena sat across from me in the interview room, fluorescent lights humming overhead. Her eyes were red and swollen, tissues crumpled in her fists. She wasn't suicidal, Lena said firmly. She was scared. Scared of what? Of who? Lena corrected. She was scared of who? I leaned forward. Who was she scared of, Lena? Lena's face crumpled. Tears spilled over. Everyone. She said she couldn't trust anyone. That they were all protecting each other. They who? The university. Dr. Bell. Campus security. She said it went higher than she thought. Lena wiped her eyes. She told me she had proof. That she'd recorded everything. Where's the proof now? Lena shook her head. Gone. They took it all. I made her go through everything she remembered. The deleted recordings. The blocked emails. The illegal search. Ryan's threats. Dr. Bell's sessions. All of it. When we finished, I had pages of notes, and a sick feeling in my stomach. This wasn't suicide. This was a girl who tried to expose something rotten, and that rot had consumed her. But proving it would be another matter entirely. Emily's laptop sat in the evidence locker. Standard procedure: check all digital devices for notes, final messages, anything that might explain her state of mind. The tech team found the folder within an hour. Hidden, password protected, named evidence. Inside, screenshots of emails, timestamps, text threads, and a voice memo labeled, "If anything happens to me." I put my earbuds and clicked play. Emily's voice came through, shaky but determined. "My name is Emily Carter. Today is November 17th. If you're hearing this, something's happened to me. I want people to know the truth." She detailed everything. The sessions with Dr. Bell that became increasingly personal. How he asked about her trauma, her relationships, her fears, then used that information against her. How he suggested she was unstable. How he implied that no one would believe her if she spoke out. He told me I was broken, Emily said, voice breaking, that I needed him to fix me. But he wasn't fixing me. He was controlling me. Then Ryan. How Dr. Bell had encouraged her to work things out with her ex. How Bell had given Ryan information about her schedule, her mental state, confidential information. "They know I have proof now," Emily said. "If this file disappears, they did it. And if I disappear..." She paused. "Please don't let them say it was suicide. Please." The recording ended. I sat in silence for a long time. I requested campus security footage from the night Emily died. Standard procedure. Every dorm had cameras in the hallways, the entrances, the common areas. The security chief handed me a flash drive. November 20th, dorm 3B. Everything we've got. I loaded it on my computer. The footage started at 6 p.m., students coming and going. Emily entering her room at 7:15 p.m., backpack slung over one shoulder. She looked tired but alive. 7:30 p.m., hallway empty. 8 p.m., still empty. 8:30 p.m., a few students heading out to the concert. 9 p.m., the timestamp jumped to 9:46 p.m. I rewound. Watched again. The same jump. 46 minutes of footage just gone. I called the security chief. "There's a gap in the footage." "System maintenance," he said smoothly. "Happens automatically. During the exact window when a student died." Silence. Then, "That's just unfortunate timing." I requested backup copies. "We don't keep backups," he said. I requested the maintenance logs. "Those are handled by IT." I requested IT records. "Those are confidential." 3 departments. 3 excuses. 3 dead ends. Someone had scrubbed that footage, and they'd been smart about it. The Reddit post appeared on a true crime forum at 2:33 a.m., 3 days after Emily's death. Anonymous account. Posted from a VPN. The title: Evergreen State University covers up student deaths. The post detailed Emily's case. The missing recordings. The blocked emails. The suspicious timing. It named Dr. Bell. It named the security chief. It suggested a pattern of harassment and cover-ups going back years. Within 2 hours, the post had 4,000 upvotes and 600 comments. Students from Evergreen flooded the thread with their own stories. Other counseling sessions that felt wrong. Other complaints that went nowhere. By morning, the post was deleted. Account suspended. Comments locked. But screenshots had already spread across Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. The university couldn't contain it. At 10 a.m., the Dean of Students released a statement. "We are deeply saddened by the loss of Emily Carter. However, there is no evidence of wrongdoing by any faculty or staff. We ask that people respect the family's privacy during this difficult time." I read that statement 3 times. No evidence. Because evidence can be deleted. Files can be scrubbed. Security footage can disappear during system maintenance. They were right. There was no evidence. Not yet. I pulled old police reports. Routine background checks. Sometimes the past speaks louder than the present. A complaint filed by Hannah Kim, a sophomore at Evergreen. She accused Dr. Marcus Bell of coercion during counseling sessions. She said he manipulated her into staying in an abusive relationship, convinced her she was unstable, threatened her academic standing if she reported him. The case was closed within a week. Insufficient evidence. Hannah withdrew from Evergreen mid-semester. I tracked her down to Portland, where she worked as a barista and took online classes. I tried to tell them, she said over the phone, voice hollow. Nobody listened. They protected him. They always protect him. Why didn't you push harder? I asked, then immediately regretted it. Because I was 19 and terrified, Hannah said. Because he made me feel crazy. Because the university lawyers told me I'd lose. So I left. I survived. That's all I could do. Did you know Emily Carter? A long pause. No, but I saw her name in the news. And I thought, how many more? How many Emilys did it take before someone actually investigated? I didn't have an answer. I requested a meeting with Dr. Bell. He agreed immediately. Probably figured cooperation made him look innocent. We met in his office, awards gleaming on the walls, that damn lavender diffuser humming in the corner. Terrible tragedy, he said, shaking his head. Emily was a troubled young woman. I tried to help her. Did you ever feel she was a threat? I asked. Bell tilted his head. To herself? Absolutely. That's why I recommended intensive counseling. That's not what I asked. His expression didn't change, but something flickered in his eyes. Cold. Calculating. What exactly are you implying, detective? I leaned forward. I'm asking if Emily Carter ever threatened to expose you. Bell smiled. Not a friendly smile. Emily suffered from paranoid delusions. She made accusations that had no basis in reality. I documented everything according to protocol. Funny, I can't find those documents. They're confidential. Patient privacy. She's dead. Privacy doesn't apply. Bell stood. I think we're done here. If you have further questions, contact my attorney. As I left, he called after me. You should be careful what you accuse people of, detective. Defamation lawsuits can be career-ending. It wasn't a threat. It was a promise. Lena found the USB drive hidden inside Emily's journal, taped to the inside back cover, so thin you'd miss it if you weren't looking. She called me immediately. I think you need to see this. I drove to campus, sirens on. Lena met me outside the dorm, hands shaking as she handed over the drive. Back at the station, I plugged it into an air-gapped computer. No internet connection, no network. If this file was going to disappear, someone would have to physically take it from me. One audio file, dated November 15th. I press play. Emily's voice, trembling. This is my session with Dr. Bell. I'm recording this because I need proof. Bell's voice, smooth and calm. Emily, you seem agitated today. Have you been taking your medication? I'm not on medication. You know that. Perhaps we should discuss that option again. Your emotional instability is concerning. I'm not unstable. I'm scared. There's a difference. A pause. Then Bell, scared of what? Of you. Of what you'll do if I tell people what you've been doing. Another pause. Longer this time. When Bell spoke again, his voice had changed. Colder. You recorded this conversation, didn't you? Silence. Emily, you're making things very difficult. For yourself. For your academic future. For your safety. Are you threatening me? I'm protecting you. From yourself. You'll ruin more than yourself if you continue down this path. Walk away. Delete the recording. We'll never speak of this again. And if I don't, then I'll have no choice but to document your deteriorating mental state. Your paranoia. Your delusions. No one will believe you, Emily. They'll believe me. The recording cut off. I sat in stunned silence. Then I made copies. 5 of them. Different drives, different locations. The system had its first crack. I was going to break it wide open. The university tried to stay ahead of the leak, but the internet moves faster than PR departments. By the time the dean called a press conference, the audio clip had spread everywhere. Students packed the quad. News vans lined the street. Reporters shouted questions. The dean stood at a podium, flanked by lawyers, reading from a prepared statement. We mourn the tragic passing of Emily Carter. The university is conducting a thorough internal review of our counseling services. At this time, we cannot comment on ongoing investigations. Outside, students held signs, "Justice for Emily." In the silence. How many more? I stood at the edge of the crowd, watching. Dr. Bell was notably absent. His attorney released a statement denying all allegations, claiming the recording was taken out of context and that he'd been trying to help a mentally unstable student. The crowd didn't buy it. Neither did I. But the university's board of trustees met in emergency session and decided to suspend Bell pending investigation. Not fired, not arrested, suspended, with full pay. I requested a warrant for Bell's arrest. The prosecutor looked at the evidence and sighed. "It's not enough," she said. "He threatened her. You heard the recording. Defense will argue he was concerned for her welfare. That it's standard therapeutic language. She's dead. I know, but we need more. Physical evidence. Witnesses. Something concrete." I walked out of that office knowing the truth still wasn't enough. Justice was slipping through my fingers like water. Karen Carter read her statement on the courthouse steps. News cameras caught every word, every tear. I stood behind her, hand on her shoulder, feeling utterly helpless. "My daughter wasn't sick," Karen said, voice shaking. She was silenced. She tried to tell the truth, and the people who could have saved her were too busy protecting themselves. She held up a photo of Emily, smiling, vibrant, alive. This is who Emily was. Not the troubled girl they want you to believe in. This was my daughter. The crowd stood in complete silence. Some people cried. Others looked away, ashamed. Karen's voice broke. "I want everyone to know her name. Emily Carter. Say it. Remember it. Because she mattered. And because there are more like her. Students suffering in silence because they're afraid to speak up. Afraid of what will happen if they do." She folded the paper and walked away. I followed, knowing those words would echo longer than any verdict. Later that night, my phone rang. Unknown number. Detective Pierce. A whisper. Male. Terrified. "Who is this? I have information. About Dr. Bell. About Emily. But I need protection." My heart raced. "Tell me. Not over the phone. Meet me tomorrow. Parking garage. Level 3. Noon. Come alone." The line went dead. I arrived at the parking garage 15 minutes early. 3rd level. Empty except for a few scattered cars. I parked and waited, hand near my weapon. At noon exactly, a car pulled up. The driver stayed inside for a long moment before stepping out. Young guy, maybe 25. Teaching assistant badge clipped to his shirt. "I worked in the counseling center," he said, glancing around nervously. "I saw things, heard things." "Like what?" Dr. Bell had files. Off the books. Students he was managing. That's what he called it. Managing their situations. What kind of situations? Students who complained about professors. About harassment. About assault. He'd counsel them, convince them they were confused, emotionally unstable. He'd document their mental health issues and use it against them if they tried to file formal complaints. My blood ran cold. How many students? I don't know. Dozens? Maybe more. Going back years. Where are these files? His home office. He keeps everything locked. But I made copies. He handed me a flash drive. Emails. Session notes. Everything. "Why are you coming forward now?" He looked at me with haunted eyes. "Because Emily's dead. And I didn't stop it. None of US did. Who else knew? Administration. Security. They all knew. They protected him because he protected them. Kept scandals quiet. Kept enrollment numbers up. It was a system. Will you testify?" He hesitated. "If you can protect me. If you can promise I won't end up like Emily." I couldn't promise that. We both knew it. But I took the flash drive anyway. The files were damning. Session notes describing how Bell manipulated students into silence. Emails coordinating with administration to bury complaints. A ledger tracking which students had been managed and which were still high risk. Emily's name appeared 17 times. I brought everything to the prosecutor. This time, she couldn't say no. Warrants were issued. FBI got involved. Potential civil rights violations, conspiracy, obstruction of justice. Early morning raid on Bell's home. I was there when they breached the door. Lavender scent hit me immediately. But Dr. Bell was gone. His office had been cleaned out. Computer hard drives missing. File cabinets empty. Only the diffuser remained, humming quietly in the corner. He'd run. Someone had tipped him off. I stood in that empty office, furious and defeated. He'd slipped through our fingers. Or so I thought. 3 days later, his body was found in a cabin 200 miles north. Single gunshot wound to the head. Suicide note beside him. I can't fight this anymore. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused. Even in death, he tried to control the narrative. But this time, the truth was already out. The investigation spread like wildfire. Federal agents tore through Evergreen's administration. Emails revealed a network of complicity. Deans, counselors, security chiefs, all working together to protect the university's reputation at any cost. 7 administrators resigned. 3 were arrested. The entire counseling department was shut down pending a complete overhaul. Students came forward by the hundreds. Stories of harassment, assault, retaliation. Stories of being silenced and gaslit and told they were crazy for speaking up. The system that killed Emily had been killing students' futures for years. We just never looked. Ryan Hale was arrested for stalking and harassment. His phone contained thousands of texts to Emily, including detailed threats. He pleaded guilty, got 3 years. The university president resigned for health reasons. The board of trustees was dissolved. Evergreen State University would survive, but barely. Enrollment dropped 40%. I walked through Emily's dorm one last time before they closed the building for renovations. Someone had written on her mirror in permanent marker, "I'm not sorry anymore." Truth, Emily had said in her recording. She'd fought for truth, and she'd won, just not in time to save herself. 1 year later, they dedicated a scholarship in Emily's name. Full ride for students studying psychology, social work, advocacy. Students who wanted to fix the broken systems. Lena attended the ceremony, but left early. She told me later she couldn't stay. The campus still smelled like lavender. Karen Carter spoke. Stronger now, but forever changed. My daughter's death wasn't random. It wasn't inevitable. It was the result of people choosing silence over safety, choosing reputation over responsibility. She looked directly at the current administration. You have a choice now. Every day, you choose whether to listen or to silence, whether to protect the vulnerable or the powerful. Emily didn't get that choice, but you do. The new dean of students promised reforms, anonymous reporting systems, independent oversight, mandatory training. I wanted to believe it would work, that Emily's death meant something. But I've been doing this job long enough to know that systems don't change because they want to. They change because they have to. And the moment the spotlight fades, they drift back toward what's easy, toward silence. I think about Emily often, usually late at night, when cases pile up and justice feels impossible. She didn't die because she gave up. She died because she tried to tell the truth in a place that refused to hear it. That's what haunts me most. Not that she was killed, though that's horror enough, but that she fought so hard, gathered so much evidence, screamed so loud into the void, and still it wasn't enough. Not until she was gone. Her voice memo plays in my head sometimes. Please don't let them say it was suicide. We didn't. The official cause of death was ruled homicide, unknown perpetrator. Dr. Bell was named as a person of interest, but he never faced trial. Justice doesn't always look like handcuffs and verdicts. Sometimes it looks like truth finally breaking through years of lies, like students finding their voices, like mothers refusing to let their daughters be forgotten. Emily Carter's name is carved into a memorial stone outside Evergreen's new counseling center. Students touch it for luck before exams. They leave flowers, notes, promises to speak up. The day the memorial was unveiled, snow fell soft and quiet. I stood at the back of the crowd, watching Karen trace her daughter's name with trembling fingers. "She's still helping people," Karen whispered. And she was right. Emily's death exposed a rot that had festered for years. Her silence, forced upon her, became the loudest testimony of all. I carried her case file with me, a reminder that the truth matters, that victims deserve to be heard, even when powerful people want them quiet. Especially then. Emily Carter didn't die in vain, but she shouldn't have died at all. And that truth, brutal and unforgiving, is the one I'll carry until my last breath. Emily Carter's voice still echoes in the halls of Evergreen, in the whispers of students who now speak up, and in the hearts of those who refuse to look away. She fought for the truth, even when the world around her tried to silence it. Her story is a stark reminder. Justice isn't always swift, and courage often comes at a price. But voices, once raised, can never be erased. If Emily's story moved you, don't let her fight fade into silence. Like this video, subscribe to True Crime Files Gist, and share it with others who need to hear these stories. Every click, every share, every subscription helps keep the truth alive and ensures no victim is forgotten. Stop, listen, believe, and keep telling the stories that matter.